Good morning, folks. Dave Ripley, ASIPicks.com, Action Sports Investments. Thanks for logging on to Dave's Daily Opinion. I want to get right down to it here. I know it's NFL Sunday, but I want to talk about two things that happened in college football yesterday that are really disturbing. The first one is, I'm going to be really short here. The first one is because I'm really pissed off. The first one is, number one, the officiating crew for the Notre Dame-Connecticut game, absolutely a travesty. Connecticut won that game, fortunately, at the end in overtime, 2 overtimes. As they should have. They won the game before it even went into overtime. They actually scored twice, and that both of the touchdowns were called back due to holding calls that didn't exist. Even the announcers in the booth said the holding calls didn't exist. It's blatantly obvious that they had money on the game, or somebody with the Notre Dame Alumni Association had gotten to them before the game, because these calls, they were using these calls to dictate the outcome of the game, and unfortunately it didn't work for them. Connecticut still won the game. But they're by far the worst calls I've ever seen in my entire life. They were holding calls that they weren't even holding. I mean, they were that bad. So the officiating crew for the game last night, shame on you. You guys are a bunch of scumbags. It's obvious by looking at that you either had money on that game last night or you were paid off by somebody in the Notre Dame Alumni Association, and that's that. I'm going to leave it at that, and we're going to move on. The second one is Les Miles, coaching mistake last night. Listen, I know there's only a few seconds left. First of all, you let the clock tick down about 5 or 6 seconds before you called a timeout, which you shouldn't have done. The second thing is when you have them in the huddle, you get the field goal team ready to go. You get them on the side, you get them ready to go. If you don't have no timeouts and you got 1 second left, you would have won that game last night. You get them down, you get them ready to go. You get the field goal team ready to go on the field, and you tell the offense and the quarterback, and especially the quarterback, he's dumber. He's just as dumb as Jamarcus Russell. This quarterback is dumber than a box of rocks. Okay, you have 1 second left. You can't spike the ball. Okay, my God, man. I mean, where are they getting these freaking quarterbacks from? These guys are just stupid. I mean, just dumb. I mean, you don't, and that's coaching, man. I mean, that is coaching. You get your field goal crew ready. You let your quarterback know the minute they make that play. Everybody get off the field. Just get off the field and let the field goal team come on the field, because when they place the ball, you can at least try to kick a field goal. It's happened 1,000 times in college football. Okay? Les Miles was asked after by the lady after the game, well, Les, what do you think? Well, we couldn't have done it. He just stumbled. He stumbled. He knew he made a mistake. And come on, man, you could have won that game. Terrible call, and the quarterback's just dumber than a box of rocks. That's what happens when you leave decisions and give the quarterback, an LSU dumbass LSU quarterback, responsibility. You can't. You've got to, I mean, it's like, look, Tom Brady, you wouldn't have to tell him what to do. There's 1,000 quarterbacks in college football right now that you wouldn't have to tell them what to do. They already know. They know you can't spike the ball with 1 second left. Okay? You just can't do it. The time's going to run out. The minute you hike the ball, the second's gone. You lost the game. I mean, come on, man. I'm waiting for the explanation of this one this week. I mean, there is no explanation. Les Miles needs to be a man, step up and say, look, it was my mistake. I made a mistake. I didn't get the field goal crew on the field in time. Because you can do it. You can get the field goal crew. As long as they hike that ball and at least make an attempt to kick a field goal, you're on the 10-yard line. I could chip shot a 10-yard field goal. So, Les Miles, I hope you be a man, step up and say, this week, look, my quarterback's not smart enough to make the decision. I should have made a decision for him, and I didn't, and the loss was because of me. You do that, and I'm fine with it. But you won't do that, though. You do the whole merry-go-round. Well, we only have 1 second left, and it's impossible to get a field goal crew on there to kick a field goal. Bullshit. I've seen it 1,000 times. You can do it. You lost the game. Bad coaching. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. That was Dave's Daily Opinion for today, which is Football Sunday. NFL's Football Sunday. 2 bad college mistakes yesterday, and man, I mean, how did we get this job? Really? I mean, and who's doing the recruiting of these quarterbacks? Maybe you can have a test. Maybe you can go in when you're doing recruiting on these quarterbacks. Maybe you could go in with a test, maybe some simple multiplication problems and some subtraction and some adding, and maybe like an elementary school test or something, and give it to them, like a little thing, man. And give them a little time test on some adding and some subtraction and some multiplication and stuff like that. And if he passes, then maybe take into consideration about recruiting him. If he passes that, which these morons do, if he passes that, I mean, LSU is so typical, man. Half the people they put in the NFL are just dumb. Just dumb. Dumber than a box of rocks. Look at Jamarcus Russell in Oakland. Look at him. I mean, I just did a story about him the other day. His brain, I swear to you, people, his brain could be about the size, a little bit bigger than a walnut. Well, how much information do you think you can put in a walnut? Not much. Not much. So, recruiting mistakes, recruiting dumb quarterbacks, and making terrible coaching mistakes. You deserve to lose that game last night, Les Miles. Hopefully you can stand up, be a man, and admit that it was your fault. So we'll leave it at that. Thanks for logging on to Dave's Daily Opinion. Log on to my free daily video pick today. It's an NFL pick. It's that New England-New York Jets game. So I'll give you that pick free today. And log on to my picks on the board. I've got NHL, NBA, and college basketball picks today, as well as the NFL games that I've got in the packages for today. Thanks for logging on. I appreciate it. And this is Dave Ripley, and we'll see you tomorrow.